Hello scrapbooking friends, and thank you for joining me for another process video. So today I'm documenting donkey life again at the Isle of Wight Donkey Sanctuary. This here is Elvis and this is Jimbob. So I thought I'd call this layout Farm Life, because if anything is going to sum up farm life, it's a donkey eating and a donkey being cheeky and mischievous. So I've chosen my alphas from the American Crafts Tinsel Town thicker set from last year, I think, maybe the year before, and I've punched out these two little hearts from cork, and that's adhesive cork, and I use my Fiskars Thick Punch, which is my favourite punch to use because you can use it on things other than, you know, paper. This pattern paper here is Bvld School is Cool, and the name of this pattern paper is Borders. So on the other side of this, yeah, there were lots of borders, but I chose this gingham side because I think if anything sums up, you know, farm life, country life, it's got to be gingham, hasn't it? So yeah, I thought I'd get this one used up. And how long have I had this paper for? Because I'm pretty certain I would have bought it for the gingham side, definitely not the school side. Can't actually see a date on there. I had a little while. So I've already stuck that down to the page, and with the photos, what I've done is I've mounted them 4x4 photos. I've mounted them onto a kraft cardstock with a very thin border, and then I've torn some tracing paper, and they're both on tracing paper. So the thing that made me think of the title was the tractor. So I've got this photo of Elvis. I've got many photos of Elvis, but I don't think I actually quite realised the tractor was there when I took the photo. I knew it was in the field, but when I looked at the photo later on, I thought, oh my gosh, that, you know, is farm life, isn't it? And look at Elvis with his handlebars. He always has his ears like that, Elvis. And I have done a layout about it called Handlebars, I think. But it just amuses me because in this particular photo, he has got his ears like that. And this is Jimbob. So Jimbob came to us from Carisbrookecastle, or came to the sanctuary from Carisbrookecastle. So they do a thing there for tourists or visitors where they show you how the donkeys used to help turn the water wheel in the olden days, and they still have donkeys at the castle to do that today. And Jimbob used to do that, but he retired in 2017 and came to the sanctuary here on the island. So I do believe that Jimbob may have self-retired. I think he decided he wasn't going to do it anymore, but you know, I'm not 100% sure about that. This is a green textured cardstock just from a multi-pack. Scraps here. This is the same kraft cardstock that I've mounted the photos on to, and I just tore a little bit just for the journaling. It's going to be, like I say, 2 4x4 photos. I was thinking originally I would probably put the title up here, but when I grabbed this out of my scrap box and I thought I may use that for journaling, I thought to myself, well, it's not really, it's too big for journaling, and I wasn't sure quite how I would utilise it. So I then placed it at the bottom there, and I thought to myself, well, instead of putting the title at the top, I could put the title down here, which is, you know, a little bit different for me. I like my titles here with my photo and my journaling, or my photos. But it's good to do things differently sometimes, isn't it? So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. I probably should stick this piece down first, though, because I can't actually place the title until I've done that. So we'll do that now. If the adhesive is going to play ball, that is. I just did that off camera. So I don't think anything's going to go above here, which is, again, a bit different for me, and, you know, quite hard for me to leave that space free. But, you know, I'm thinking we'll do something a little bit different today. How do we want this to go? I think probably like that. So we've got it in between 2 yellow sort of lines here, and we've got a little bit of white showing on the top and the bottom. Just here above where the actual piece has gone down. And then I think we'll place this down as well, because it's going flat to the page, so I can do the writing afterwards. Probably about here. Maybe that way round. What do we think? Yeah, I think that's fine. Get these down as well. I just thought this photograph of Jimbob, oh my gosh, he was so funny. I just caught him doing it, and the farm staff member that was driving the tractor said to me that he actually does it every day. So this tractor is what we call the Futher. So it hoovers up the poo. It's the poo tractor. And I just thought it was quite amusing as well, because there was this whole line of poo here in the photo. So it's like, yeah, he's I don't know, the whole thing just captured the moment of, you know, Jimbob being cheeky, which apparently does every day, and also the fact that the poo was there ready to be picked up, and yeah, him just being really cheeky. There is a video at the end. I did capture a little video of him being cheeky. I don't think I got a video of Elvis munching actually, but there is a video of him being cheeky. I think that looks okay, does it? I think so. Yeah. I took the photos on the same day, so I'm thinking I could probably put the date there, couldn't I? I don't want it to look as though that's the date for the Elvis photo, though, not the Jimbob photo. It doesn't really matter, I don't think, does it? I'm just going to do that. So that's my archival ink, Ranger in Acorn, which I use regularly. And then we need to get the title down, don't we? I think I'm going to do the journaling in my Gelly Roll 10 pen, which is very close to being empty, but it is my favourite one. And I've tried to use the ones that are a little bit finer, but I don't get along with them. I mean, I will use them until they've run out, but if I get a white pen again, I might get this one, or I might get the Uniball, because I do like the Uniball pen, so we'll see about that. But yeah, at the moment I'm hoping there'll be enough ink left in that to just write on here pretty much what I've just told you about farm life and Elvis munching, donkeys munching, and donkeys being very, very cheeky. So I think, not measured it, but I'm sort of going with this kind of being the centre. So as both words have got 4 letters in them, I'm going to put one on one side of this photo and one on the other side where the other photo is, even though the I is quite a thin letter, isn't it? So I'm hoping it'll look okay, because we have got a W on this side, which is quite a bit, well, it always seems to me to be wider than the other letters, but it might not be. I'll just make it, it's very similar, I'll just make sure it looks balanced to my eye. So hopefully it won't, you know, look unbalanced to anybody watching the video. You always have to do your layouts based on what you like, how it looks to you, which could be very different to the way other people do layout. Right then, what do we think? Shouldn't really got the T ruler out, because it might make me see that I've not done these centre, but in like evenly spaced, but actually there's the centre here, so I think that's pretty good going, and that's pretty good going with this as well. Quite like the way that looks. We're just going to go with it. Press those down. Now then, like I've said, this is an adhesive cork. Not sure where I got it from, just, well, you know, stationery store. But I do remember it is not very forgiving, so you have to be a little bit careful when you take off the adhesive and when you're punching it or cutting it, because it does break quite easily. When I was looking through my scraps box, I actually came across it, and I've not used it for ages. I thought, you know what, I'm going to use that today. I try and put sort of things on you, different things, like on the top of the scrap pile. So the cork, the adhesive backed cork, I try and leave it at the top, so I remember that I've got it, but that doesn't always happen. Sometimes it just makes its way, you know, further down into the bottom of the box, and I forget about it. But I did find it today, so that's good. Now then, Still want to put something here like bunting or something. But I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it as it is. We've put the date on already, haven't we? So yeah, simple layout. A little bit different, I think, maybe to what I normally do. I quite often use 2 4x4 photos, but to not have the title at the top is a little bit different for me, and it's bothering me slightly. Like I said, I fancy putting something here, but I think I'm going to call this one done. Very, very simple layout. 2 embellishment pieces here, layering again using lots of scraps, another title out of an old alphabet set, which always makes me happy, and this layout is done. So once again, I shall do this now, and then I'll take a photo and it'll be at the end. So once again, thank you for joining me. Stay safe, take care, and I shall see you next time.